That's fine.
Yeah, is it? Hi,
Yeah.
everyone, um, slash anyone, because it turns out that I completely screwed up the scheduling. So if someone is joining us live, that's excellent. But more than likely, people are going to watch later. So, hi, those of you who are here. And the best part was, I've only known Pooja for a little while, but when I said I messed up, her first reaction was, again?
That's honesty in action.
Whatever. But yes, it's also on brand for me. So thanks, Pooja. Thank you for your honesty and just being lovely.
Oh,
It's great to
my
be here with you.
pleasure. Oh, thank you. Likewise. Absolutely. The pleasure is mine as well.
So, Pooja, I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to give us some answers because the goal of this entire little live thingy is to get to know you a little bit because you are one of Coacharia's newest additions to our wonderful, wonderful cadre of coach, trainer, mentor, masters. You are an MCC, which is
That's
pretty
right.
cool.
And I'm excited as well, just joining the new group and really excited about being part of Cocharia. So I'm looking forward to this meet and greet.
Yes. No, it's great to have you. So, Pooja, your first program with us is going to be Coaching Foundation, but that's the boring stuff. Tell me about like what you're really, really into. No, just kidding. It's not boring. It's actually really exciting and really, really interesting. That was my very uneloquent, it's too late in the evening for me to be clever way to ask, what are you really into in coaching? Like, what was the thing that makes you super excited to be a coach?
So, what gets me super excited to be a coach is to unlock what is there within people. It takes me back. I'll give you an analogy because analogies is one of the strongest ways of coaching. And I just love that. So, it feels to me, it is, when people are noticing but not aware of what is happening for them or what is coming in their way of true brilliance. So to be unlocking that is the biggest, I would say, excitement for me in coaching. I really enjoy doing that. And over the period of time, that's what has kept me going for my passion with coaching.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
So, as a master coach, to even qualify to be a master coach, you need 2,500 hours of coaching,
that's
which
right.
is a lot.
And it is a lot. And I don't even know how that happened. I think that happened for me only because of my full time role as an internal coach within an organization. So I was able to, you're coaching day in and day out. It's like nonstop. So that helped
Mm.
me cover it. But having said that, really don't know how this happened.
So, how long have you been a coach? Have you always been a coach in your professional life?
No, I became a coach back in 2007. So interestingly, I got into coaching because I wanted to be a better mom. And I did not want to be a mother who kept saying, don't do this and let's not do this, and, fear driven. So I met someone who was a coach and we connected, talked, and the way that she used to be talking with me or even discussing what I should be doing in my professional life, that really got me very interested because it was a very different way of approaching issues. So I
Mm.
thought I should be a better mom and become a coach. Interestingly, fast forward, I don't know how many, 15 years later, and my daughter always tells me when I start talking to her, she would tell me, Mom, don't coach. So there you go. All those skills gone down the drain there, but then it's become my staple in terms of my work. So no, I used to be doing, having done my MBA earlier, so I used to be working in corporate marketing and business development. And because at that point in time in life, I wanted to become a better mom. I took to coaching and realized that coaching brought so much of um, skills, so much of satisfaction within my work
Mm,
that it was something that I didn't expect. And then at some point, it became what I began to do. And I left much of my previous career and transitioned into full time coaching and supporting other coaches, etc.
mm. It's as you're talking, I'm just like I'm relating to so much of it. And I sew. I, I sew, um, just for fun. And for me, coaching and sewing are so similar. Like when I see this beautiful piece of fabric, the fabric's already amazing. It's like I already love it, and I appreciate it. And then I think about the potential the fabric has and how much more beautiful it can be, or just how different it could be, or how many different things it can be. And that's what really gets me in there and gets me sewing, gets me pinning. And I don't use patterns. I kind of go with what can I do to the fabric to kind of bring out its potential. And coaching is so much like that, isn't it?
Oh, that's such a powerful analogy. In fact, next time somebody asks me what is coaching, I'm going to give this as an example because it is absolutely, you can create patterns, you can go without patterns. So exactly what you're saying. It is all about that, unlocking. That's the word that's coming up for me right now.
Mm,
But although, I was thinking about our conversation today and I was thinking, that sometimes people have the myth that coaching is helping others. And I'm not very happy when I hear that I want
mm,
to help people. And so I'm getting into, this learning of what coaching is and the skills because it isn't about
yeah.
helping. One can never help someone. Coaching is right the opposite. It is how do you stop thinking you can help people. So when you give this example, it's so nice bringing different pieces and putting them together to create something new. Wow.
Yeah. And to unlock that
See?
potential.
Yeah.
That's
You
really
have some
cool.
innate qualities of a coach. Magda, I have got to
Oh,
convince you to take on formal, coach training and getting into coach training skills.
you little so and so. I've done coach training, and just before this, I was talking about you being a master, and you're like, "Oh, and I have to now live up to the mastery." So did you talk to Ram? Did you guys conspire to be like Magda, apply for your PCC finally?
Yeah. So we all have
Kind
to
of.
get behind you.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie because it needs to be done. But still, you're ambushing me on live internet.
So we have so many people who are going to now hold you accountable. Okay,
Oh,
Magda, you said this live in front of all of us. Now you have to stay committed.
you said you were the one who's nervous or was nervous. Now, how the turntables have turned. That's an office reference for those of you who know the office. Back to you, Pooja, since this is a Meet Pooja video, not Meet Magda. Nice try. You're making me laugh, so that's good. Um, so you're a full-time coach now. Well, you coach full-time, I should say. Um, so what is your day job? What do you do every
Oh,
day?
so my day job began as a full-time coach and then over the past 10 years evolved into more of a leadership role and getting into talking about the subject matter, which is careers and career transitions. So that becomes really the heart of my work. And in fact, that's what is also getting me into this whole new, partnership and association with Coach Arya because it's interesting for me to see when people take on coaching as a new training, professional development, or as a skill, how does it integrate, to put in,
Mm,
using your analogy of the different pieces of cloth coming together, how does it integrate with their current skill set, with their current career, with their current job? So, because that's my daytime work of figuring out, possibilities in your careers and how do you recreate and reinvent your career. So that's interesting for me to see why are people coming to coach training? What is it? What are the myths and what are the realities? What can they be really looking for, and what might they get unknowingly? Like for me, it became my
Mhm.
day job, but I wanted to just be a better mom.
Yeah, that's really cool. And there's just as many different reasons why people do coach training as there are people, I think, because we all kind of have this idea and then we discover ourselves in the process of becoming a coach and something else could come out. But what's where I think you'll be a really great trainer, other than just being amazing, um, and masterful and all those lovely things. Uh, I think, yeah, your background as a career expert, a career coach is really going to be helpful because a lot of people who come to us, the coach area, they're in a career transition or they're in this space in life where they know that there's something else they want to do. There's some other way they want to interact with people. Um, but they don't know what that is yet. And the coaching seems to be a lot of, yeah, seems to be the answer to a lot of people's goals, I suppose.
Yeah, you're very right. You raise a very good point there because coaching is such a modality that works both ways. It is when we are coaching, we are learning as well. So there's a two-pronged process that is continuously going on. You are as good as you are. So as
Mm.
a coach, you need to keep developing yourself as much as you want to develop that skill, because it's a marriage of the art and the skill of coaching. So you raise a very good point. When we are looking at different careers and transforming our career through coaching and coach training, it'll be it'll be fun to see how different people create different versions of coaching and what would work for them. Some go into full time becoming a coach, and some are leaders doing their own work, and that gets enhanced through the coaching skills. See, so you have that whole concept as leader, as a coach.
Yeah,
The past was all about calling yourself a leader. I think now the new way is to call yourself a coach, because how
I
do you
completely
lead
agree.
people?
I
Yeah.
was looking, we did a webinar last week, I think, with Cindy, and I was looking at the coaching competencies and just kind of reflecting on, I wish I understood these competencies and I had even 10% of the skills that I learned in coach training when I had my first team and my second team and my third. It's just like, there's so much that I've learned the past 3.5 years that would have been, I don't know, transformative to the companies I worked at, the teams I led in previous lives. So I'm completely aligned with that. And on
Oh.
that note, I want to ask you. So because you transitioned as well, you started coaching because you wanted to be a better mom, and you got into coaching people all the time, and you said now you're in a leadership position. Are you finding yourself using your coaching skills or your coach hat frequently in your role as a leader?
That's a great question. And the answer is absolutely. Because, when you look at the competencies in coaching, one of the biggest ones is building trust. It's like the top and foremost. So, as a leader, or, even as a coach, one, that's your fundamental. So, I am noticing I may not be coaching or having a coaching conversation per se, but you are using all those competencies to be able to get to what you want. Rather than going in, telling people, or getting into a meeting and trying to come to an agreement, when it is coming out from within, using all of your coaching skills, like building trust and presence and actively listening. So many of our thought leaders in this world are talking about listening to being one of the top qualities of a leader or leadership skills, and listening is one of the competencies of coaching. So essentially, if you want to be a good leader, you want to know the art and science of coaching.
I'm glad we're recording that because that is a great way to summarize that which we do. Good job, Pooja. So you're
And
based in Vancouver. Oh, sorry. Go, go.
you know, another thing, I don't know if it is the right time to just share this, but since we are
Always the
having
right
more of a
time.
chat, what I also appreciate about getting attached with Kocharya is this whole east and west, bringing the philosophies together. Because as you can see, uh, I am Indian by background. I've lived more than half of my life there. And now for the past 10 years being in the North American workforce. So understanding that some of our fundamentals and our cultural and philosophical background of the East, how they are so unique and they bring so much to the North American and the Western way of working. So that integration also for me, when I first time spoke with Ram, and both of us were literally on the phone high fiving, because it was like what he was saying was like music to my ears. And I was responding back by saying, I never thought somebody would be so knowledgeable and would agree with much of what I said with data. He's amazing as an academic as well. He had such in-depth understanding. And for me, it was all the experience. I'm all about experiential learning, and seeing the two come together was very exciting. And that's what makes me very excited about my association with you.
Oh, that's lovely. And I remember the conversation you guys had because he emailed me, I think 5 seconds later. He goes, "You should talk to Pooja. You should join us as a trainer." I'm like, "Who is this person?"
Yeah,
But he was right, as he usually is. And here we are. So I'm very happy it worked out.
absolutely.
So I wanted to ask you a little bit more about just you as a human. We talked about your professional background and coaching, but now, like you said, you live in Vancouver, which I'm very very jealous because I keep seeing pictures of from you and Tracy on Instagram, and it looks amazing there. While we were buried under snow here in Chicago. What are you into in just in life outside of your master coach Pooja persona?
Oh, oh yeah. So, there's an interesting story that comes to my mind. As I said, I've spent nearly more than 4 decades of my life in India, and to be here in Vancouver is really like a blessing. And what got me here, I think, speaks to a little bit of the mindset I bring, because I believe, for me, it is not, to look at life and ask why. It's more about looking at it and saying, why not?
Hmm.
So when I was in India and went through my own personal life transitions, I Googled the best city in the world, and Vancouver came up. So thanks to Google, a lot of my life is thanks to Google. So I Googled, this came up, and I decided, I said, okay, I am at this crossroad, at this life transition, and I think I have a second innings of life. Let me begin at in the best city in the world, because that will lead me to my best life. And that's what got me to Vancouver. So the approach to things is possibilities. And whether it is work or whether it is my personal life, to me, it is always there are possibilities. There is, even my sun sign being an Aries, I'm all about tomorrow is another day. If today something has happened, tomorrow is a new day. We shall get going. There should be another way at it. So that's I think that's the focus of my life, or that's the philosophy with which I lead.
That's awesome. And you went to the best city in the world, and now you're going to be with the best coach training institute.
Absolutely. See, I do nothing but the best. You said it. You said it. And of course, Vancouver, when you ask what else do you do, Vancouver taught me hiking. In India, I
Mm,
wouldn't do that much, but here it's so pretty. The mountains are there for hiking. You go walking by the beach. And of course, the innate, the cultural piece of being spiritual and meditation, and that's something that's very near and dear to me. So these are a couple of things that make me who I am.
It's lovely. And who you are is Pooja, master coach and newest trainer at Coacharia. So, those of you who are watching and considering your coaching journey beginning, starting with us, I highly recommend you check out upcoming programs. We have a Pooja. We have one coming up in a month ish, and then another one starting in the summer. I forget when, but you can look at our calendar. Just go to coacharia.com/events and you can see all of our upcoming coach training programs. And you can learn about all of our amazing trainers because we only work with the best.
That is true. Yeah, cheers to that. That is true.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Pooja. It was great chatting with you and learning a bit about your background
Cool.
and putting pressure on me for the PCC. And something else I'm going to say. Before
Say
this, we went live, you also said, you know, Magda, you bring something different to all the trainers. Everyone's so focused and working, and then you come in and it's like an explosion. How is that a good thing?
Oh, that is because a new world was created with a big bang, right? So that's what you do.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'll pretend that me taking focus from everybody is a good thing. Sure, let's go with it. You're
Let's
the
go there.
master. I listen to you.
Okay, done. At least somebody listens to me because otherwise I'm the one who's always listening, you see. No pun
Because
intended.
you're a good coach.
Fantastic. This is fantastic. Thanks so much, Magda.
Thank
It's so
you.
lovely to speak with you as always and hoping others were listening in as well.
They were, and they will watch this later. So thank you everyone for watching and sticking around, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.
See you. Bye bye.